everybody, my name is Bianca and welcome to Total Body. Today we will have a 30-minute class. We're going to start with a short little warm-up. We'll get into the meat of our workout and we'll finish it off with a cool down. We're going to kind of go back to basics today, alternating between some more traditional strength pieces followed by some cardio bursts. So since we're limited on time here, we'll jump right into our warm-up. We're going to cycle through 5 movements. We're going to spend 30 seconds on each one, and we're going to do that 2 times through. I'll go ahead and start the timer, and I'll show you those movements as we go. So first, starting with just a gentle knee hug, so drawing that knee up towards the chest and using those hands to pull it in. Just a gentle tug, making sure that we're standing nice and tall. Our posture is nice and tall as well, so rolling those shoulder blades back, keeping that chest open and starting to brace through that belly so that will help us balance also as we pull that knee in. About 5 more seconds, and then we're going to switch to a quad stretch. So now we'll just send the heel towards the glute, alternating sides here, trying to keep those knees close, still having that tall posture here, bracing the belly. Grabbing onto the foot or the ankle, whatever we can reach, and just giving that gentle tug so that we feel the stretch through the front of the leg this time. We have about 5 seconds here, then we'll move into a hip flexor lunge. Good, switch it up, so big step back, pressing those hips forward. The same arm of the leg that's stepping back can reach up towards the sky. Feel free to let those eyes follow, so looking up at the ceiling. Hopefully we're feeling that stretch right through the front of the leg. In that hip, especially if we've been sitting a lot this week, should feel good to get some movement in those joints here. Switching to a nice deep squat, we're gonna go wider stance here, hooking those fingers onto the toes, nice low squat. Then just straightening the legs to stretch out through the hamstrings and the back of the leg. Alternating between those positions there. Holding for just a couple seconds as we switch so that you can feel that stretch, but still making it dynamic by moving between those movements. Good. Last one, we're gonna finish with an inchworm. So feet, hands towards the feet, walking it out into a plank. And then hands go back into the feet. Trying to keep those knees as straight as we can. That way we feel a deeper stretch through the back of the legs. And getting that solid plank at the end of this inchworm, so squeezing those glutes, squeezing the belly. Awesome. And we'll move back to those knee hugs. So gently pulling those knees into the chest. If you want to get that heart rate up a little bit more, feel free to transition into some high knees. I'm going to stick with my knee hugs today, but feel free to finish it out with high knees. We have 10 seconds. Stay with me. Then we're moving back to those quad stretches. 3, 2, and 1. So kicking that heel towards the glute. If you want to make this a little bit more intense, you can always go to some glute kickers. So just bringing that intensity up a bit, or you can stick with more of the static quad stretch, just making sure we're switching sides there. Awesome. 5 more seconds. Then we're gonna switch up that lunge a little bit. Still taking a step back, we're gonna twist towards the knee that's in front. This does not have to be a deep lunge. We're still warming up, so that back knee does not need to touch the floor. But we do want to focus on that posture still. So rolling those shoulder blades back, nice open chest, bracing through that belly, and then we should really feel that core light up as we do that twist. 3 seconds. Awesome. Going back to those squats, nice and low in the bottom of our squat, and then raising those hips to feel the stretch through the back of the legs. Pausing in each position. Awesome. About 10 more seconds here. Then we'll finish it out with those inchworms. Nice. Last 3, 2, and 1. Transitioning to those inchworms, walking those hands out into a plank. Feel free to add that push-up this time. We are going to see some push-ups later, so it's a great time to get that upper body nice and prepared. We have 10 seconds. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 more in here. I'm going to challenge you to get that last one. Awesome. And relax. Feel free to grab some water. I'm going to go ahead and start explaining so we can jump right into our first circuit. So as I mentioned, we're going a little back to basics today, so keeping the moves simple, but hopefully it's still a great, effective workout for you and fun. So we're going to focus on that strength circuit first. So we're going to spend a little bit longer on our movements. 45 seconds of work, followed by 15 seconds of rest. And we're just going to do 3 movements today. We're going to start with lunges. Okay, so big step back, trying to get a little bit deeper in that lunge, alternating legs. Doing that for 45 seconds. Rest for 15. We'll bring it down to the mat for our push-up. Either starting in that plank position, lowering that chest to the floor, pressing back up, or we can lower those knees. Same thing there. 45 seconds, 15 of rest, and then finishing it out with something for the core. So flipping over so that we're lying on our back, starting out all the way on the floor, crunching up into a V-up. To make this a little bit easier, you can also bend those knees, or if you prefer one side alternating, we can do that as well. We'll start there. We're going to have a cardio burst to follow that up, but we'll go over that next. So 45 seconds of work, 15 of rest, just one time through this time, then we'll get a little break. We are going in 3, 2, 1, starting with those lunges. You can step forward, you can step backwards, whatever you prefer. You can make this nice and quick, trying to get as many lunges in as we can, or you can be more slow and controlled. We have 45 seconds, so make it work for you. If you have some weights wherever you are, feel free to use those, but body weight is fine as well. Keep it moving. We have 15 to go. Awesome, team. Don't forget about that core. We're squeezing that belly. We're keeping that chest tall for 2 and rest. 15-second break. I'm going to make my way down to the mat to get ready for those push-ups. Couple deep breaths before we go. 3, 2, 1. 45 seconds on the toes or on the knees. Trying to get that chest as low as we can while still being able to push up nice and strong, locking out those elbows at the top. So we always think of upper body when we're doing push-ups, but I still want you to think about squeezing those glutes and bracing that belly. Sometimes those hips like to travel back, so make sure they're in line, glutes are squeezed, belly is on as we lower towards the floor. 10 seconds here. We're mimicking that plank through the body. 2 and 1. Relax. Maybe a quick child's pose to stretch those shoulders. And then we'll make our way onto our backside. 3, 2, 1. We can do those alternating V-ups, one leg at a time. We can do that traditional V-up. We can also bend the knees to make that a little bit easier. You get to choose your adventure today. Pick whichever one you enjoy, or maybe try a new one each time. Awesome, team. Make sure we're breathing. We have about 15 seconds to go. Finish it out. Inhaling on the way down. Big exhale as we crunch up. 2, 1, relax. Quick sip of water. We are going to transition into our cardio burst. And you'll notice these moves maybe feel familiar. I chose moves that will resemble what we do in our strength portion. And we're just going to kind of alternate between those two circuits for the rest of this class. Quick sip of water. And I'll show you what we're doing. Since these movements might be a little bit more intense, get the heart rate up a little bit more, it's going to be shorter. So it's going to be 20 seconds of work followed by 10 seconds of rest. Still 3 movements, so a lot shorter work period. So the first one we're doing is an insane lunge. It's 3 movements in one. It's going to be a lunge, jump to another lunge, jump to a squat. All right? That's our first movement. After that, we've got a burpee. No strict push-up with this burpee. We're just bringing our chest all the way to the floor and then jumping all the way up at the top. All right? Last but not least, for that core, coming into that plank, driving the knees into the chest for that mountain climber. All righty? We've got our break. Now we're going into that burst. Insane lunges first. 20 seconds in 3, 2, 1. We've got lunge, lunge, squat. Woo! Lunge, lunge, squat. Going right into those next reps if we can. 5 seconds. Whoop. And rest. I freestyled it a little there at the end. Only 10 seconds of rest, and then into those burpees. In 2, 1, let's go. All the way down. Big jump at the top. All the way down. Big jump. Let's see how many we can do. We have 5. And a rest. Woo! 10-second break. Last thing is our mountain climbers. In that plank, let's go. 20 seconds. You control the pace. You can walk these out, or you can make it a sprint. See how you feel? Do whatever feels right today. Last 5, 2, 1. Rest. Woo! Pause that timer. Take a couple deep breaths. We'll get a short little break. We're going to repeat that whole thing. So going back to our strength circuit, followed by that cardio burst. Same movements, no change. Give you a few more seconds. Grab some water. Let that heart rate come down just a little bit. If you're standing with me, maybe just use some toe taps side to side so that we keep it moving. Our body is ready for that strength circuit coming up next. All right, team. So we've got lunges, push-ups, and some sort of V-up going back to our longer work. We ready? We're going in 3, 2, 1. 45 seconds. Starting with those lunges. Basics don't have to be boring. Let's do it, team. Even though we're tired, we're still focusing on that belly, bracing that core. We've got nice tall posture because we feel good. We're taking big steps back or forward. Awesome, team. We're over halfway there. Keep stepping it out. My legs are a little tired today, so this pace feels good. You can move faster, you can move slower. Find what works. Last 5. And rest. 15-second break. Go into the floor. We've got push-ups next. 5 seconds, couple deep breaths. 2, 1, let's do it. Again, thinking about that whole body. Thinking about that core and those hips, making sure we're squeezing everywhere. We've got tension through the whole body because the whole body is working together on this movement. Gently lower down, big strong press up. Go as low as you can, but still make sure you can make it back to the top. 15 to go. Check on those glutes. Are those hips in line? Give them a squeeze. Last 5. Finish it out. Rest. 15-second break. You can shake out those arms as we flip over for those V-ups. In 3, 2, 1. Lots of options for those V-ups. Legs can be straight, moving together. We can bend those knees. Either way, I want to see those shoulder blades coming up off the floor. Remember, big inhale as we lower down. Exhale as we crunch up. We are over halfway. Maybe try a new variation of that V-up. See what you like. Almost there, team. We have 5. And relax. Awesome, team. Quick water break. Go ahead and stand it up. Tap it out. We'll recover just a little bit before moving into that cardio burst. We've got same movements. We're going insane with those lunges. Lunge, lunge, squat. We've got burpees, and then rounding it out with mountain climbers. Shorter rests than we just did in that strength circuit. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest before moving to the next movement. Small sips. And then we'll jump right in, literally. All right, team, we ready? Starting with those insane lunges. In 2, 1, let's do it. 20 seconds, whoop, nice and short. If you prefer just the lunge or just the squat, you can do that too. This is your workout. Remember, you get to choose your adventure. Woo! Last one, and rest. Nice, team. Burpees next. We have 5, not a long break. 2, 1. Into those burpees. We get to lay down, but just for a second. Then we jump as high as we can at the top. Woo! Keep it moving. We have 5, 2, and 1. Nice job, team. If you're standing, make your way down to the mat. We're going in 2, 1 with those mountain climbers. Driving that knee into the chest. Make sure we're breathing. We're already halfway. You choose the speed here. In 2, 1, time. Woo! How we doing, everybody? Do we have one more set in us? I think we do. We'll reset that timer. We'll make our way to standing. Tap it out. We're going back to that strength circuit. This is our longest circuit of the day, and this is the last one we're doing, so we got this. We're starting with those lunges. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This is our last long one. We can power through. We might be tired, but we've still got a little gas in the tank. Let's finish it out strong. Still focusing on that posture. When we're fatigued, we feel less balanced, right? We feel a little wobbly. So really make sure we're squeezing that belly tight, focusing on that posture. We're just lightly tapping that back knee to the floor. If you need to cut that range of motion a little bit, that's fine too. We have 5. Finish it out for 2 and rest. Woo! Short breaks today. Come on down to the mat. We've got push-ups next, last set. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. Finish it out. Press those hips forward. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core. Lowering that chest down. Big, strong press up. This is a time to also focus on the breath. Big inhale as we lower. Exhale as we push up. We're over halfway. 15 to go. Woo! We got this. Last 5. Inhale down. Exhale up for 2 and rest. Maybe a child's pose to stretch those shoulders. Flipping it on over to finish off with some core. In 2, 1. We've got V-ups on the menu. You can alternate sides. You can bend the knees, or you can do both legs straight at the same time. Whatever you choose, we have 30 seconds left. Make sure we're focusing on that breath. That will help us get that big crunch, help us to lift those shoulder blades off the mat, which is mainly what I want to see, no matter which option you're choosing. Good, 5 seconds. And rest. Woo! We made it. We made it through our strength circuit for the day. We have one more cardio circuit. Can we do it? I think we can. We've got insane lunges, burpees, mountain climbers. Maybe a small sip of water right now. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and those are our last 3 movements of the day. All right, team. Starting with those lunges, make them insane. In 3, 2, 1. Woo! Lunge, lunge, squat. Get that jump in between each rep if you can. We're halfway. Woo! Focus. Finish line is right there. For 2, 1, relax. Nice job, team. One of my personal favorites, burpees, coming up next. 2, 1, let's do this. Last set of burpees, so if you don't like them, we're almost done. We've got less than 20 seconds. We've got 10. Let's go, team. Last 5. And rest. Woo! Coming down to the mat for the last set of mountain climbers. In 3, 2, 1. In that strong plank. Same thing here. Squeezing the glutes. We don't want a TP. Everything's in a nice line. Drawing the knees into the chest. Making sure we're breathing. We've got 5 seconds. Woo! 2, relax. Woo, nice job. We're gonna transition right into our cool down. So from here, we can send those hips back over the heels. Extend those arms out in front. You can rest the forehead on your mat. And just stretch through those shoulders. Maybe close those eyes. Start to take deeper breaths to fill the belly with air and slow down that heart rate. Nice big, deep inhales and long exhales. From here, we're gonna plant the hands, tuck the toes under, press into the floor to get those hips up to the sky for a downward dog. And we can pedal those heels to stretch through the back of the leg, get those calves and those hamstrings. We might also feel this in the shoulders if we're really pressing into those palms. And we'll step our left foot forward outside of the hand, getting into a nice deep runner's lunge. We'll keep that back knee lifted for now. Make some small circles. Make sure we switch directions on those circles. If you'd like a deeper stretch, you can reach that inside elbow down. We'll go ahead and drop that back knee, pressing forward into those hips a bit more. We'll send those hips back, straightening that front leg, stretching through the hamstrings, pointing those toes towards you. And finally, we'll lay that left leg down in front of the body, kind of across the body. That right leg will stay straight behind us for a pigeon stretch. You can stay up nice and tall, or you can lower down to those forearms, depending on where the stretch is comfortable. Coming back to the fingertips, we'll send that left leg back and step that right foot forward into that runner's lunge, starting with some ankle circles. Switch directions on those circles. Remember, you can lower down to that inside elbow for deeper stretch. We'll come back to the hands to drop that back knee down and just press a little bit deeper into that hip. So kind of shifting those hips forward. Sending those hips back, straightening out that right leg. Toes point towards you. Focusing on that breath as we feel that stretch through the back of the leg. Crossing that right leg in front of the body, leaving that left leg straight behind us. We can stay up on those hands or lower to those forearms for our pigeon stretch. We'll stay seated and we'll just swing that back leg around so that we come to crisscross applesauce. And we'll just take a couple deep breaths to finish us off. So big inhale, use those arms. And exhale to release. One more big deep breath, inhale, arms up. Exhale. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all got a great total body workout in today. There is a survey in the description of this video, so feel free to take that survey and give us some feedback so that we can make our classes what you want out of them. Thank you again for joining me. Hope you all have a great day.